Hello, subscribers. Welcome to a live stream of AD&D's Pool of Radiance Remastered. So tonight we're going to be starting a new run with some new features I've implemented, giving them a test and just seeing how things go. Let me turn off Dragonlance races, classes. I don't want those on. This will be an Iron Man run. Hey, Jimmy, Bo, Zomble, and Duncan are in the chat. Welcome, guys. How are you all doing? Jimmy's not missing this one. Duncan says Colorado scam. And Duncan says, no, we want Gnome Jimmy Tinker. We can still make him a gnome. Maybe we'll make him an illusionist. Okay, so we're going to be doing some spell casting because one of the options I've implemented is spell material requirements, which I have enabled. So let's create just a straight magic user first. We're going to be heavy caster party this time. I'm going to make them chaotic and neutral. Yeah, chaotic neutral. All right, we're going to pick sling. And for spells, good old magic missile. Dancing lights, sleep. You doing good, Bo? Glad to hear that. I'm doing well, thanks. Guaranteed to succeed with a Jimmy in this party, he says. Well, Jimmy, you're the magic user. You were here first. High dex, high int. That's what we're going for here. Gosh, that's good, except the intelligence of 16. Ah, 16 int again, come on. There we go. Perfect. Jimmy. Colorado. Let's pick a different icon. I used that last time. Let me do category of caster. Make it a little faster. That's the Dracandros icon. Let's use it. Jimmy. I need to get rid of some of these old ones. Okay. So next was Bo, Tech Guy Bo. Hey, Sever, welcome in. How are you doing? Whoa, that's a lot of emoticons. Let's see. I want a druid. I know how much Bo likes druids. So we're going to make a druid for him. Male druid. Sling. Scimitar. Oh man, this is decent. Let's do Beauregard. How did I spell that last time? Beauregard. Beauregard. That looks like a druid to me. Keep. Okay. Jimmy was next, right? Yeah, I think I spelled it wrong. I put an A instead of an E. No, it was Zomble. Wait a minute, I already did Jimmy. Jimmy was the mage. So Zomble is next. Let's make him a cleric. Now I have to decide if I want a dwarf cleric that can regenerate. Let's do it. He'll be lawful good. Let's start with mace. I want to do flask of oil. Flask of oil. We got to get 19 con here. Sever says that's not enough. Should be 14. What should be 14? Oh, terrible decks. Hey, Mark, welcome in. How are you doing? How many holes does it take to sharpen a sword? 3. 1 to sharpen the sword and 2 to write a song about it. So that when the first stuff is done 400 years later, they'll remember whose sword it is. Sounds like a bard situation. $19 con, where are you? And wisdom wasn't high enough. Ah, 14 wisdom. Hey, Mr. Spock, welcome in. How are you doing? Yeah, we're trying to get 19 con so we can get him to regenerate once he gets to 20. This will be Zomble. And then we're also going to do an illusionist. And then we're going to have 2 tanks besides that. But since I've kind of almost finished spell components for material components, I want to do a test run with them. Come on, give me higher wisdom with that con. Or at least good decks. Wow, that was high psionic there. Anytime you're in a system that allows rerolls like this, you get on autopilot with the reroll button and skip right by good rolls before you can stop. Yeah, sometimes you have to go slow. I'm going pretty slow right now. But yeah, your eyes can like start to get dry. What's the highest psi I've ever rolled? I don't know for sure, Mr. Spock, but I want to say it was in the 130s or 140s. But it wasn't one I kept because the rest of the attributes were terrible. They're being stubborn. And this is with 6 rolls. Each attribute gets 6 rolls. And this is what we end up with. 13 wisdom, not going to cut it. We won't get any bonuses. Oh, man. Here's a 19 and 17 wisdom. Dexterity's terrible. I can't take it. Nope. Wisdom of 12 is terrible. Severed says Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Icewind Dale 1 reroll syndrome. It's one of the few games that you have no issue against manually bumping everything to 18 or 1800 mark. Ooh, this is a keeper. Wow. Okay. I think this is Zomble. Let me double check. Yep. Zomble, and then we have Duncan. Keep. Head from Fool, Zomble. All right. I do want an illusionist. We're going to do a gnome. Straight illusionist. Let's make him chaotic neutral. Sling. Okay. Phantom armor. Phantasmal force. Darkness. Dancing lights. All right, we're looking for high and high dex. Man, that was good. The int's just a little lower than I want it to be. Illusionists have pretty high minimum requirements, so you're pretty much guaranteed to have good attributes with them. We're for sure going to do 18 dex and 18 int. And then we'll go from there. Mr. Spock says, I should have just been smart and manually thing at max before starting. Then you'd be a cheater, Mr. Spock. It's more fun to lose and not cheat than it is to cheat and win. It's super, super easy if you cheat and win. Why do that? Ugh. Hey, Danza, welcome in. How are you doing? Gotta scroll up. Oh, and DC's here. Hey, DC, welcome in. How are you doing today? Still lurking, working? Excited to see why you had me spend 8 hours yesterday in a cave full of bats? What? I don't get that reference. Jimmy says winning solves everything. Thanks for giving Danza the shout out. Bo says it's even more fun when you cheat and lose. That's how I roll. That's funny. Mark says his first exposure series was obsessing over Secret of Silver Blades, the most combat grindy story light game in the series. DC says bat guano, aka fireball fuel. Yes. Yes. You do need it for fireball and delayed blast fireball. Man, it just does not want to give us 18 dex and int. That was close. It was 18 and 17. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Duncan, there you go. There's your icon. Cool, Duncan. All right, so we've got magic user, druid, cleric, illusionist. Now we need some tanks. Let's take a look at humans since we can see all of them here. I think I'm going to do a bard and either a paladin or ranger. All right, who is next? Let's see here. Severb. I think Severb was a bard last time I did this. We're going to make him neutral good. Wow, that's pretty good right off the bat. Yes. I got to figure out what weapon to use. Thanks for giving DC the shout out, Jimmy. Assuming that was you. Oh, hey, Dark Savant Shadow. Welcome in. How are you doing? Not bad. You're home from work, Danza? Off the next 2 days, listening to 80s Japanese jazz fusion. Nice. Mark says, always appreciate how punny the spell components are in D&D. But guano for fireball, sheep's wool for sleep, and a copper piece for detect thoughts. Rabbit fur and crystal for lightning bolt. Yes. Duncan says, I know Jimmy will be jealous of my flowing robes and pointy hat adorned with astrological signs. He will be. Dark Savant Shadow says, I would personally recommend to not have part of your finger cut off by a doctor. What? What happened? 0 out of 10 experience, otherwise I'm fine. Wow, that sounds terrible. Yeah, DC was streaming this weekend for his birthday. I was able to catch a little bit of it. You're so far behind with work. Oh, man. But I'm glad you had good time off, DC. You might get back to Bard's Tale this weekend if we work hard enough. Gotcha. Cool, cool. Just don't kill yourself. All right, so Bards, they end up having limited selection of equipment here, so I need to be careful. We're going to do longsword. They can't do any bows. They can do a sling, I think. So we'll pick a sling. Dagger, I think. They can do broadswords. We're going to pick longsword proficiency, double specialist. We have to get 18 something strength and high dex. That's a must. Nope. This isn't bad. I think we can do better. Your finger got really infected and your primary care doctor had to cut off a part of the infected part? Oh my gosh. Sorry to hear that, Dark Savant Shadow. That's terrible. Oh. Well, I hope you're okay. Okay, I'm keeping this. This is good. Severb. Let's find a bard looking icon for him. Bards don't use shields. We're not definitely not using the crevice icon. So 267 is a possibility. 269. Sever says, I want to get Jason Isaac's autograph on something this weekend, but I don't have anything Baldur's Gate 3 specific. It's a problem with digital only release games. So what does that mean? Are you going to meet him somewhere? Danza says, yeah, I'll be getting supplies tomorrow. I want to make a point and click, and the paint programs aren't doing it for me. I'm going practical. They can wear chainmail. So I'm trying to find something that could definitely be a bard. So could that. You're doing fine, Dark Savant. Glad to hear it. You lost a chunk of your toe, Mark? Oh my gosh. You guys, bad luck. It's taking me longer to find the icon than to roll. I mean, this isn't bad because we will cast druid spells. I kind of like it. Severb. Okay, we got one more. We need a tank. Let's do... Well, the question is, do we want someone shorter? No. If we're using Dragonlance classes, we could have some elves that could potentially be like a paladin. So the protection from evil aura from the paladin and fear aura is amazing. They take a lot of experience to level up. It's easy for their alignment to change, and getting cleric spells later on isn't as good as a ranger gets druid and magic user, but we already have a bard that's going to get druid also. So I think because of that, I'm going to go with paladin. Okay, let's get composite longbow, flail, hand axe, three. That paladin had 3 hit points. That's some bad rolling. The toe shenanigans were when you were a kid in 5th grade. Oh man. You didn't say anything to your folks until it was too far gone. Ooh, man, that's so unfortunate. Has it caused you any issues later in life? Or did you pretty much adapt to it and it doesn't really cause you any problems? We need better decks than 13. We don't have any psionics. $16 decks, nope. Okay, 18 decks, but only 15 con. Not going to work for the tank. Yeah, the nail isn't attached to the skin underneath anymore, so it grows deformed, making it chronically prone to ingrown constantly. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, this is pretty good. I'm gonna take it. Okay, let's see who was next. I gotta scroll way up here. Looks like it was Mark. Let's see if his whole name will fit in here. It does. Paladin. Okay, here we go. We're gonna sit through Rolf's tour. I'm gonna speed up the game because we know what he says. I've done it many times. Okay, Rolf. All right, so Beauregard starts with 3 greater mistletoe because I have the spell material requirements on. Zomble starts with a holy symbol. Duncan, nothing. Yeah, the rest of these we have to get reagents somewhere. Let's alter order. Place. Place. All right, let's go get our equipment. So the paladin, hand axe, flail, and composite longbow. Let's get him his flail and hand axe. He'll dual wield for now. Okay. So one of the options I've added is this category menu here at the bottom right. You can see it. You hit category and then you're presented with all weapons, defense, reagents, invoked, or exit. So if we say weapons, you can see only the weapons. If I do defense, we see only bandit mail. Here's reagents, which we don't have any. That allows us to quickly view things later on. Okay, so the bard is a longsword double specialist. And right now he can use a shield because he's a fighter until later. We're going to get him chainmail and a shield. Stego's 15 at level 1. That's incredible. Mark says, LOL, immortalized. And guaranteed to die within the first trip out of the town. No saves coming here. This is Iron Man only. Okay, cleric, Zomble. What do we have using? Mace and flask of oil. Mace. Chainmail, shield. We'll get him some flasks. Still have 300 gold. Let's see, bow is our druid. Scimitar and sling. And we'll do leather. Wooden shield. Okay. Jimmy, I think, is sling. Yep. And Duncan is sling. Okay. And we still have some money left over, so let's go get some reagents. Let's see what this guy's selling. So iron rod, bronze disc, gold wire, holy water. Those are usual reagents, but so is this plate of mithril. But I don't think we'll need that for. Actually, we do need that for phantom armor, I believe. It's expensive, but we need it. Let's see here. That is Duncan. The rest of those I'm not sure about yet. So what we'll do is memorize our spells and see what we need. So this shop here will have the most of the alchemic stuff. Let's see here. This overflowed the length of the menu here. Powdered animal hoof. Uh, let's go ahead and memorize and then we'll figure it out. I don't think we're going to have enough platinum. That's okay. I'll try to memorize that here. So the red ones are the ones we don't have reagents for. We do have phantom armor. So let's do dancing lights so we can see if they're going to let us. I need to put on the view where you can see the components, but I haven't done that yet. I think I have it where... No, we don't have what phantom armor needs. Okay, let's do that one. I know it wants the mithril plate, small plate. Did I not buy it on him? I thought I bought one. I must have not bought it. Hang on. I wonder if that might be my first bug. If there's 200 gold here, then I did buy it. Yeah. Okay. So I found my first bug. Let's see. Buy. I think when I memorized, it used it up. Which it should not be using it up. Let me save this. Might fix this right away here. Okay, it used it just looking at it. Okay, let me fix this. I'm going to reload this. Okay. Trying to think of the quickest way to resolve this. Me. Add a new parameter here. Okay. All right. Everything I want to put there. Okay, there we go. Going again. Cast. Jimmy's protected. Cast. Okay, used up the mithril plate, which I don't want it to do. Okay, one more quick check here. Only certain reagents should get used up. There we go. That should be 0. Okay. Mithril plate doesn't get used up when you cast. Phantom armor. Yep. Okay. Some more time. I'm going to flee because we haven't memorized anybody else. Okay, now we'll memorize dancing lights so we can see what reagent we need. Jimmy looks like magic missile's the only one he can cast right now. So let's do sleep. Beauregard, he can cast some of his spells. Let's do Fairy Fire, Shillelagh. Detect Magic. Zombel, the cleric can do most of his spells. Let's get a Cure Light Wounds. Another detect magic. Do bless. Oh, I knew we were going to get interrupted. We'll just do one at a time until we get all these caster spells done. Okay. Oh. Since we cannot afford an inn until we get 1 platinum. Okay, perfect. Now we can figure out what we need reagent-wise. Go away. Holy water for bless. You sell holy water? Nope. Here's holy water. Okay. Gosh, that's expensive. I'll just buy one. This is probably considered legacy holy water. Yeah. Okay. Let me make a quick tweak and make it accept legacy holy water too. Legacy holy water. Some spells can have multiple types. How much weight do the components add? Quite a bit. It depends on what type it is. Okay, so that's still not being considered holy water. I'll have to see what they did with that. Let me make a note. They have a weird item type in Pool of Radiance for holy water. Duncan says Yarish is a shopkeeper. Okay. Shillelagh. We need mistletoe, a club, and shamrocks. Okay. Shamrocks only 7. Let's get 2 of those. Some of them only have a small % chance of getting used up. And then a club we can get at a weapon store. Yep, now we can cast that one. Okay. Sleep. Oh, I can't tell what it is. I think it's... This is arms and armor. I want to say it might be white wool cloth. I need to put in the description so you can see what it is in game. I can find out when I go into combat. That's too late. I know there's one more that it wants. I don't think any of this is that. We'll find out when we get in our first fight. You're good. You're not so good because of Bless. Mark says, any particular favorite horrors? Oh, he says, in other news, during October, I watch a bunch of classic horror movies for Halloween. Tonight's movie is House on Haunted Hill from 1959 with Vincent Price. Yeah, Vincent Price is great. I like pretty much all of his movies. Mr. Spock says, do the enemies you face have to have components on them too? Yes, they do. That's how you will get a lot of your components, especially out and about, if you kill enemy spellcasters, because they are given components to match the spells they have. They don't have an unlimited supply by any means. So if they had things multiplied, or memorized multiple times, there's a good chance they won't be able to cast them all. There is a chance they can, depending on how many reagents get generated for them. Hey, Draforin, welcome in. How are you doing? As far as Mark's question, there's a lot of horror movies I like. I generally like the older ones. 70s, the 70s have a lot of great ones. But then there's some decent ones in the 80s. Dario Argento is one of my favorite directors. So is Don Coscarelli. So, like Suspiria, Phenomena. I think it's Phenomena. It's either Phenomena or Phenomenon. I always get it confused with the name of the John Travolta movie. Pretty sure it's Phenomena. Let's see. Phantasm. The Legend of Hell House. That probably gives you a feel for the types I like, but there's a lot I like. Mark says The Thing, Poltergeist, Exorcist. I'm generally not into like the supernatural types as much, like Poltergeist and The Exorcist. Ooh, we got some bugbears. Okay. Fairy fire. So here we go. Vial of sand. That's what we need. So to cast sleep, we need a vial of sand. Ah, Bo lost his spell. Ouch. 9 damage. So the spell component's already given us grief. Bo says, because I'm actually a 97-year-old man, I listen to a lot of old-time radio. And you see Vincent Price doing a lot of voice acting there. Yeah, that's cool. Mr. Spock says DeForte is a Goblin fan in many ways. Yeah. Mark says Phantasm's fun. Love the Undertaker character. Yeah, the tall man. Angus Scrimm, he's a great actor. Great character. Mr. Spock says Goblin is the band that does a lot of Argento music. Yes, he does. Duncan says my flowing robes are far superior to Jimmy's. Sweet. Oh, wait a minute. I don't want item experience turned on. Hang on. I'm going to turn that off. I do want item damage turned on. But for this run, I'm not doing the treasure experience adjustments. Turn that off. Okay, we got some stuff to sell. We survived our first fight against bugbears. That's pretty good. Now we know we need vial of sand. Let's see, that was Jimmy. I have this sorted alphabetically. Buy 2 vials of sand because you only use a pinch up at a time, I think. So they should have maybe 100 or so uses. The eye crusty sand for sleep. Yeah, I can't believe I couldn't remember that. Like Mr. Sandman. 25 gold. These are probably flaccid. Well, they could actually be acid. I don't have anyone with proficiency. I'm going to sell it. Spear. Chainmail, Morningstar. Okay. We're going to get him armor upgrade. Performance says, I always thought Close Encounters of the Third Kind was kind of scary. Watching Richard Dreyfuss descend into madness always freaked me out. Yeah, that's a good movie. War of the Worlds remake is really cool. That also was directed by Steven Spielberg. That one's pretty creepy. Wait a minute. Yeah, let's get him some bandit meal too. 12 platinum. Beauregard is leather. That's the best he can do. Okay. Did I memorize dancing lights? No, I didn't. We need to do that to see what we need. Oh, I'll have to do it in a battle. That's okay. Eventually, I'm going to put on the view here, where you hit view down there, it'll show the components. What did we do? Detect magic. Fairy fire. That's right. Cast remember. Cast remember. Cast remember. Okay. Mr. Spock says, Flowers in the Attic scared the crap out of me as a kid. Never went back and watched it again. And Mark says, I missed the old War of Worlds TV show that was on when I was a kid. It was so ridiculous, but very fun. I never saw that. Like a TV show. I saw the original movie. Holy moly. Okay. A vial of phosphorus we need for dancing lights. Okay. Between that and the A team and V, I never lacked for brain rot TV material. Okay, now we can cast sleep. Mitch Spock says, have you seen The Return of the Living Dead from 1985? Recently watched this last one. Yes. Yes. Another really good one is The City of the Living Dead. I think that's what it's called. It's another director of mine that I like. I think his name's Fulci, maybe? Lucy. I know I'm getting his name wrong. But he has a good style too. All right, Fairy Fire. Nice. War of the Worlds TV was such a weird take. Like, what if the aliens could put themselves in human skin suits and infiltrate the government trying to resurrect their liquefied brethren stored in military drums? Really? Yeah, that is quite a bit different, isn't it? Nothing was off limits for sci-fi TV back then. Thank you, Mr. Spock. Lucio Fulci. I'm probably saying that wrong. Nice. We're going to take all of this so we can go sell it. So vial of phosphorus. It's 28. That's a little bit expensive. Okay, 4 gold left, but we got some stuff to sell. It'll be interesting to see how this works out with economy. Because I have item damage turned on and we're having to pay for components, materials. I'm assuming we're still going to eventually have too much gold, but we shall see. It'll definitely be better. $45 platinum, okay. Oh, we need to get him some phosphorus too. Now that we know. Because it is the same for the illusionists and the magic users dancing lights. Danza says Canadian sci-fi is the best. Wow, okay. I also have equipment, ready equipment delay turned on, which you just saw. I tried to equip the sling on the druid, which is slower than the scimitar, so it's delayed his turn to be able to attack. If you're going from a quicker weapon to a slower weapon, it delays you a little bit. Now it's his turn. Dancing lights right here. There was a War of the Worlds TV show. Really? From 2019 to 2021? Interesting. Danza really likes the Kurt Russell movie. BC? Sci-fi and Richard Dean Anderson. So you had to watch it? Oh, are you talking about Stargate? I see. Okay, gotcha. The image vanished. Okay, more stuff to sell. Not to be confused with 1966, 1 million years BC. Alien Nation was a great TV show too, Mr. Spock says. Let's go get one of the magic items so we can accelerate our level ups here. I do want to see what we need for Phantasmal Force, so we're going to memorize that. Sleep. I'm going to get rid of Shillelagh. Get another Fairy Fire. Okay, let's go back here first. $845. Ha! 8,334 copper. I have to turn off economy adjustments. Short bow and arrows. Probably end up selling those. Treasure room. Holy moly. Another short bow? Everybody's due a level up. Yeah, I've seen about the first season of the Starlost Danza. That TV series is pretty much a drama in my opinion. There's not really a whole lot of sci-fi to it. It's like, imagine the original Star Trek, but just more stage acting and drama than anything. That was my opinion. I still enjoyed it though. Okay, let's trade the arrows here. We can ID them at once. Yeah, that consolidated our copper for us. Okay. Get rid of this. So now we have enough to level up 2 people. Mr. Spock says, if you like alternate dimension shows, I recommend Otherworld from 1985. Only a few episodes until it was canceled, but it's on YouTube. Dan Snaza, I'm looking at, I've seen War of the Worlds TV series. Okay, let's level up Duncan and Jimmy. Okay, here we go, Jimmy. Another proficiency. Let's do dagger. Quarterstaff. So it looks like you can see here, the ones in red we don't have reagents for right now. The others either don't need them or we do have it. I think probably charm person. Jimmy says burning hands. We could do burning hands. We do 2 points of damage with it in a cone shape. And at level 3, we'd do 3 points in Very small cone shape. Jimmy, we took burning hands for you. Okay, Duncan. Quarterstaff. Darts. We have darkness already, so I don't really need wall of fog. I think I'm going to get color spray. Wow, he got max hit points. So did Jimmy. Okay. I'm pretty sure I know what we need for color spray. We just need some of the colored sand. So we need blue, red, and yellow. And let's see if we get the others leveled up. If we get lucky here. That might be enough. You get 200, 200. Hold on. I hit the wrong key. Yep, everybody gets a level up. Mark misses the 80s. Knight Rider, Quantum Leap, Airwolf. Oh, Airwolf. Oh, yeah. That was a good show. Forgot about that one. Greatest American Hero. Yep. I never saw Galactica. Yeah, Max Headroom I actually watched like 8 years ago. I hadn't seen it. And I don't think I even finished it, but I watched maybe first season. Mr. Spock says, I think when most people are nostalgic for the 80s, it's mostly TV and computer video games. Well, music. Definitely music. Okay, here we go. Zombo. Level 2 cleric. Let's do hammer. Staff sling. Flail. And bow. Level 2. Staff sling. Dagger. Hammer. Zombo's ready for another level up. Holy moly. Jimmy says all the money we spend on components could be going to snacks. Well, you could always eat some of the components for your snacks, Jimmy. Okay, Mark, level 2 paladin. Longsword, broadsword, mace, short sword. Heavy crossbow. Short bow, since we seem to find a lot of magical ones. Long bow. Becte Corbin. Hand axe. Got to get a little bit more money for Zombo. It was the Wild Wild West. Nothing was standardized. Yes. Is that enough? Let's see. 1150. Yeah, that's enough. Be broke. Okay, so these are the level 3 or level 2s that we can memorize without components. Chant, Find Traps, Silence, Snake Charm, and Withdraw. So we got to see what we need for Hold Person. And we'll do Aid so we can see what we need for that. And Resist Fire. And then let's get another Cure. The 80s was very experimental, Jimmy says, all around. Music, movies, TV shows, etc. Hey, Igloo, welcome in. How are you doing? Second level spell for the Druid. So he can cast most of his spells. Bark Skin, I think we just need a piece of bark. Good berry, of course we need berries. I think we're pretty much broke though, yeah. We'll have to go get another item. Let's get Burning Hands memorized for Jimmy because he loves it. And Color Spray. So if we go in here now and we do category reagents, there we go. We can see all of our reagents. And the cool thing is I made it stick. So if we go look at others, we'll see only their reagents. And then you could say category all to go back to seeing all of them. Let's get some bark for the druid in case we want. Bark skin. Piece of bark. Okay. Mark says silence is amazing against spellcasters. It is. Most spells require a verbal component. I did implement so that if it doesn't require a verbal component, you can cast those spells. I just did that in I think the last version, maybe? There's not too many that are that way. Ha! I don't want to charm these. I do want to color spray them. $13 damage. Cleric Scroll, we can actually use it. Cure light wounds, okay. Ooh, we got some upgrades, guys. Holy moly. Game knows we're doing pretty well. Ouch. Okay, we're going to have to do some serious casting here. Okay, that guy switched weapons, so he just lost his turn. We are going to do a sleep here. I think right here. Severb getting his sweep in. The ogres are the ones I'm scared about. So what do we need for this? Fleece. Okay. Got to remember that. We need fleece. Feel some components were meant for an adventure to go find them, Danza says. Yes. Yep. As they get harder to find, you know, you can't just buy them in shops very easily, but usually first level-ish spells or reagents you can. Burning Hands will save us, surely, Timmy says. These ogres throwing are scary. They can do serious damage. I can't cast any of those spells. Let's move down here. Missed. Okay, who are we going to charm? Let's try to get this guy right here. Yes. Okay, so we can't do Burning Hands there. Let's delay. Trying to think of how I can do this. Let's go right here. Oh, yeah, sweet. I really don't want to get the magic user in there, though, with his Burning Hands. Fairy Fire. The ogres summon storm giants. No! Okay, our lizard man's down. The one we charmed. Let's see. Fairy Fire on the ogre. And this null. And this lizard man. And that null. We're getting a bunch of them. There's two here. Go next. Target. You get a Fairy Fire, almost all of them. Two resisted. Okay, we're not going to get the mage in there. It's too dangerous. No penetration. Ouch. Ouch! Oh my goodness. It's burning, man. Okay, let's move you down here, Zombie. You're thicker with the shillelagh. 18, yeah. Need to kill this lizard man. He's the one getting multiple attacks. Ugh. Destroyed his flail. Perfect. Unless he has another weapon, he won't be able to hit the paladin. Well, I'm assuming they're evil. I guess we'll find out. Maybe they're not evil. Cure light wounds. Still not quite ready for burning hands. He switched weapons. He had a joystick. Okay, got him down. Ugh. Finally, we hit that knoll again. He's been so hard to hit. Oh, destroyed our shield. Ogre switched weapons. Man, it's going to be a miracle if we can win this. I'd really like to get here and do burning hands. But then the mage is a sitting duck. Well, he does have -1 armor class with phantom armor. As long as they don't disbelieve it. Looks like we could still use a little bit of fairy fire. Ugh. 9 damage. Ouch. don't see how we're going to be able to have the damage output to get these. Inogu is spelled. It's a demon prince of the Knolls. Oh yeah, he was in Monster Manual too. I know who you're talking about. Ugh. We can't hit that lizard man. There we go. Ogre switched weapons. They're going with melee. This is going to hurt. Oh, military fork. At least the ogres are a lot easier to hit. Before we end up going down, I'm going to use one of these scrolls. Nice. What's he doing? He keeps switching back. He can't decide if he wants to equip his military fork or go unarmed. I bet the paladin's causing that. He's like, I'll do better punching. And then he tries to target the guy. He's like, wait, I can't punch. I'm going to equip my military fork. Let me see if I made a timeout on this. If not, I'll just force him to use the weapon. See if I speed up the messages. Doesn't look like I have a timeout on this. Okay. Let me force him. See what player this is. Ogre. Okay. Okay, I can finally do a burning hands down there, but it's not a really good position. I'm gonna hit this guy with a sling. Ogre, go after the ogre. Mark says, is reach a thing? I could see a loop forming if they had a reach weapon like a fork equipped to target someone, then switch to unarmed. It is a thing for the staff sling or any range, but I don't have it as a thing for melee. It was his protection from aura, or protection from evil aura. The ogre was going to attack unarmed, and then he realized the only person within range he can't punch. So then he equipped his weapon. And he's like, oh, wait a minute, my punch is stronger. And it just kept going in a loop. It'll be easy to fix offline. Now here we definitely want to do a Burning Hands because we could actually hit these two in the stack. Yeah, and the Paladin can tell that these guys are evil. You can see evil there. Paladin has detect evil. The Lizard Men are not evil. But the Gnolls and the Ogres are. So we're going to delay for 1 second here. I'm going to get the mage down there. I guess it's the next turn. Okay, so then we're going to go over here. I think that did more damage than it was supposed to. It did because it hit 3 targets. Okay, that ogre's almost gone. Nice. Oh, that was rough. He just destroyed our cleric scroll, did 10 damage, and caught Zombo on fire with that flask of oil. That was rough. Oh. Ooh, they're fleeing. Bandage. They did their morale check failed. The Burning Hands did it in. I cast Molotov cocktail. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. This guy's got a special form of Burning Hands. Wow, that was rough. That was really rough. Okay. This stuff's probably worth a little bit of money. All right, we'll heal ourselves and then get the level applied, and then we'll be done for tonight. Assuming we have enough money, which we may not. May have to sell this short bow +1. Yep, we don't have enough. Okay. Suburbs ready. The pre-barred. And for Phantasmal Force, we needed Fleece. I'm going to go ahead and get that before I forget. Is this the shop? No. There it is. Okay. Oh, wait, did we use up? The blue sand guy used up. The red and yellow did not. Let's just get 2 in case that happens again. Red, yellow. Okay. All right, guys. Good place to stop. Got a few bugs I want to fix. And then I'm going to put in the description where you can see the components for the spells before you even memorize them or before you learn them. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.